Since the 1990s, fast fashion has taken over the fashion industry. But what is fast fashion? It's the process of companies taking ideas from the runway and putting out cheap replicas of these trendy clothes in their stores weekly. The clothes are made in developing countries where garment workers suffer from human rights violations. Plus, fast fashion produces tons of waste that decomposes in landfills for decades. There are many ways to combat fast fashion, but due to the circumstances of self-isolation and COVID-19, the best and most trendy way is upcycling. It promotes a sustainable lifestyle. By upcycling, you're reducing waste, water usage, and carbon emissions. Upcycling is taking used clothes and revamping it into something new. For instance, painting old sneakers, transforming a t-shirt into a tank top, or tie-dyeing. Many new clothing retailers are upcycling businesses. For example, Daniel Silver's team created Zero Waste Daniel, which makes clothing out of textile scraps.
When factories are producing fashion, everything gets laid out on what's called a marker. So the different pattern pieces have to go in different directions, they have different sizes and shapes, and what the industry tries to do is lay everything out so there's as little waste as possible. I like to think about it like making cookies. You use the cookie cutter to make them as close together as possible. But when you're making cookies, what you would do is take all the leftovers and roll them back together and roll them out again and cut more cookies. In the fashion industry, we take all those leftover like little pieces and we just throw them away. And that adds up to millions of tons of textiles every year in the States alone. And so what I wanted to do was create a process where we could ball everything up, roll it back out, and make new fabric. And so I created what I call re-roll. Being a part of positive change and leading by example doesn't have to look less than cool. You can be edgy, fashion forward, comfortable. You can do all of the things you want and get everything you want out of fashion and still do it ethically.
Companies like Zero Waste Daniel are leading by example, but upcycling can be a do-it-yourself project. There has been a huge increase in upcycling clothes since it has become very popular during the quarantine. There are many ways to do this, and you can find many tips and ideas on Pinterest. Also, a lot of YouTubers have done videos on upgrading old clothes and thrift store finds. But a huge vehicle in upcycling is TikTok. In general, fashion is big on TikTok, but a main part of it are girls making used clothes more stylish. Many clothing trends have come from TikTok, like tie-dyeing, cutting old sweatshirts, embroidering, and drawing and painting on jeans. Ultimately, there's now more time than ever to transform clothes, so get started. It's a sustainable way to keep up with fashion trends. Before you know it, there will be fun new staples in your wardrobe from your own handiwork, which is something to be proud of.